So according to the Gene Keys, right now we're in Gene Key 34. This is the shadow of force, the gift of strength, and the city or the divine expression of majesty. And so I wanted to share the Wisdom Keeper story from Dr. Rosy Aronson's deck, the 64 Faces of Awakening. And here's the card. Strength is the gift, and it starts off with a Richard Rudd quote that says, "We are talking about the ability to act in harmony with natural forces, the real definition of strength. Programming partner is 20. My wisdom story. I was a small and scrawny boy, bullied throughout my childhood. Raised by my parents to be humble, I allowed myself to be mistreated. Instead of speaking out, I stuffed my feelings down with food. As I grew in height and width, the teasing intensified. Once a bully taunted me with a stick. To everyone's shock, especially mine, my body lunged at him with a pure force I didn't know I had. Next thing I knew, he was whimpering on the ground. Word got out at school about my physical power. I took the advice of one of my teachers who suggested I trained in sumo wrestling. In class, my potential was recognized quickly. I was soon moved into a training stable where every aspect of my life became highly regimented and dictated by strict tradition. My capacity for self-effacement was praised, and I followed all the rules in the stable. But I found myself breaking them in the ring. I'd look into the eyes of my opponent and see the bullies from my past. Rage and the desire to humiliate would overcome me, and my timing would suffer. Sometimes I'd lose, but mostly I'd get thrown out of the game. One day, my stable master reprimanded me for my bullheadedness. "I'm trying my hardest," I explained. He saw right through my anger and deep into my deep sadness within me. Then he said something I'll never forget. Force comes from the mind, but true strength is rooted in the belly. Then he told me that sumo wrestling at its core was meant to be an act of harmony, a sacred opportunity to embody gratitude and to purify the heart, not to obliterate enemies. The ring was there to provide me with both the freedom and the boundaries I needed. Then he instructed me to stop trying, forcing, resisting, and thinking. In the years that followed, I learned to surrender myself so completely that I'm now known all over as a dancer of primal power and pure awareness. I am content beyond imagining. My gift to you. I come to acknowledge your strength and to ask you to purify your heart by liberating yourself from the war in your mind. Be careful not to mistake the people around you for your enemies. Your true enemies are your own misguided thoughts, your reactive emotions, and everything in you that wrestles you away from the present moment. It's time to stop trying to force things to go a certain way just because your mind tells you so. Stay open to outside influence. Keep tuning into the natural world around you. Listen for the flow of life and you shall tap into it. There is an inexhaustible reserve of inner strength deep in your belly. It is greater than you can possibly imagine. Questions for contemplation. So we just started this Gene Key. Each Gene Key we will spend 6 days transiting. So here we go. Are you afraid of your own power? Something to think about this week. In what situations do you tend to hold it back? Did you ever learn that force is necessary to get what you want? How might this belief still be impacting your life? Have you or others ever been surprised by the intensity of your own impact? Have you ever surrendered so deeply to a physical activity, dance, or movement that you lost total track of time? Remember a time when you experienced inner strength. Where were you? What happened? And how did you feel? And find an image that for you reflects true majesty. Place it somewhere you can see it easily and often. Journal any thoughts that arise. So this is the shadow of force, the gift of strength, and the city of majesty. So we all know the famous line from Star Wars that says, "Do or do not, there is no try." That's what we learn about from this gene. There's actually a beautiful strength in our surrender, which is when we are not forcing, but actually just looking at whatever's happening is for the highest and greatest good, and I will believe in that. And so as we have so many things happening on the world stage, may we tune into our inner strength, which is our ability to co-regulate, to regulate our system with ourselves and our environment. And it all starts with our breath. So let's take the deepest breath that we've taken all day. Check out my sweet little Snoop Dogg Christmas gear that I'm already wearing. Okay, let's go ahead and take a cleansing breath in and out. And now let's take a really deep breath here. Breathing all the way in from the base of your pelvic floor, maybe visualizing the color red here. Now let's imagine pulling that energy up to the sacral, the creativity, the sexual organs. The color is orange. Now pulling that energy up to our divine will, our solar plexus. The color here is yellow. Now feeling that energy moving up, up, up to your heart center here, opening up all the temple gates of your heart. The color here is beautiful emerald green. And now we move this energy all the way up to the throat chakra here. The color here is blue. Now let's take this energy and feeling it move all the way to the third eye. The color here is indigo. And now moving this all the way to our halo, to our crown chakra. The color here is violet. And now on 3, 2, 1, let's exhale. 3, 2, 1. Maybe doing that a couple more times in your own way. Feeling the energy moving all the way up your chakra, out and through your halo. Now feeling all the energy dripping like milk and honey from your crown chakra, from your halo, down your third eye, down your throat chakra, down your heart chakra, down your solar plexus chakra, now your sacral chakra, and now your root. Feeling yourself connected to the earth and the chair below you, and just smiling for a moment of gratitude. Thank you for being here now.